And I know you're asking yourself, what madness does today's madness bring to the madness of today? It brings this moment of madness. There's a story behind that. I wonder if we'll get around to it. It was quite expensive, but I got it cheap because I was being chatty and know the man in the model shop quite well. But I won't say which model shop so that people don't feel offended if it hasn't happened to them. Try being nice is what I would say in return. Because if you are friendly with people, they they, respond with further human kindness. So yes, you know me, not fond of jets, so I decided, in my typically human, contradictory and capricious manner, to buy a big one. And that's what I've done. And there it is. So I have. And that's that. And I'm arguing with myself here, really, because I've overdone it, haven't I? Let's open this monster then. 1/48th, for goodness sake. I don't do a lot of 1/48th. I feel it's kind of limbo land. I should do more. For all those like myself who are fans of big pieces, this appears to be the model for us. I might enjoy this. If it all fits together, and it's not one of those Airfix, half-hearted jobbies, this could be great fun. Oh, and a warning now, I can tell you. I'm not having the dangly undercarriage dangling down in a graceless, anti-aesthetic thing of dangling. I'm not having any of that. This is a beauty. This is a space rocket. I know it isn't, but you know what I mean. And I'm not having this. We'll use them on a go-kart or something. So let's pull away the polythene packaging and spray it white. White undercoat, matte undercoat, and then glossy. Should I do that after I've made it? Well, half and half as I go. Okay. Survey thine kingdom. Look at that. Now, I did say big parts. I have got big parts to deal with. So yeah, I am concerned that this is from a very interesting period of Airfix's history, where famously things don't fit together. In some cases they still don't to this very day, but therefore I'm going to undercoat it and make it, and then give it a top coat, a glossy top coat, because I've got a funny feeling I'm going to be cutting and filing and sawing and hacking quite a lot. But I hope to be proved wrong. Magnificent beast that this is. I know almost nothing about it. I think Harold Wilson said no to it. Harold Wilson isn't as bad as he was made out to be. Now time has passed, I realise. Compared to our failing, pathetic... Anyway, don't get me started on modern politics. So yeah, but he said no to this. That may have been his biggest mistake, really, from a model maker's point of view anyway. Interesting things came out after he was dead. Documents came out that showed what appeared to be paranoia on his part wasn't paranoia. Some people might know what I'm referring to, but I don't think I'd be able to go any further on that one. But basically Harold Wilson was not paranoid. There we go. Right, cockpit stuff. I got the right kind of grey in a spray can, and there's some good level of detail. In other words, it sits out. What's the word? Oh dear. Relief. There is sufficient relief on these parts to make it interesting. And the greys come out wonderfully well. I didn't shake it up too much because I did this on another model, I can't remember what it was. Just a little shake, not too much, so that it's thin, and a couple of squirts and you get a little bit of highlighting of its own accord. And I'm so pleased with it, so much so that I don't want to paint the rest of it, because looking at photographs, most of this stuff's black. It's a bit boring and probably looks a bit horrible, so I'd love to just leave it grey, but I don't think I've got the nerve. I might minimalise the painting, just keep it to sort of dials and a few very important bits, but not go too far. I'm going to wish I'd left it all grey. It would appear, start again, it would appear that there has been a jump in progress, but that's not the case at all. Almost nothing is glued together, which is quite nice. Neither side of the fuselage is glued together. 3 pieces here are glued, but then they clip in, weirdly, with a bit of an uncomfortable gap. But the way they clip in, there's no room, there's no wiggle room. The wings are sat on rather nicely, but over here, I mean, that's a bit gappy and it needs a bit of a clean up. I'm sure I can do something without going too far. But I've encountered possibly the worst piece of instructions, diagrams, that I've ever encountered, and the worst piece of fitting. Luckily I'm doing without it because I want those flaps shut. Here we are with the fuselage, and we're on the top side, and there's the hole, which you can only just work out really because the line's a little bit thicker, and you have to put this piece in, and then we get this diagram, which is no help whatsoever, this close-up rather, which is no help whatsoever. And weirdly, that's a big space. The other weird thing is that there is nothing at all on this piece to lodge it against its partner, apart from that tiny little lip, that step down. And the partner piece, has nothing at all. So it sits under there, and it will be apparent if you have the flap open. But I don't want it open, I want this thing flying, for goodness sake, look at the shape of it. But it just, I'm agog. I've seen better diagrams and had better parts from a Hella aircraft. What am I implying? But anyway, there it is. I'm at the point now where I'm thinking to myself, that's all sitting together too nicely. What have I forgotten to do? Dare I glue it all? Or is there a step or a piece or something that I haven't done? You're shouting, the pilots. That, I know that, I know. Working on that. But that's the point we're at the moment. I do not have a good feeling for some reason. But there we go. I'll scratch my head and think about what's next. Right, that's it for now. I'll go and feed the cat, and thank you for watching. See you soon.